What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Missed Putt. My name is Harrison. If you've been following along, I appreciate that very, very much. If you're new or if you don't really know what's going on, what I do is I go around playing 9 holes of golf with really whoever wants to join, and then we just have real-life conversations. Talk about work, family, any issues going on in your life that you kind of just want to talk about, and then in the hopes that hopefully someone out there realizes that they're not alone and they can talk about their feelings. I know it's tough doing it as a man. I know I try to mask my feelings and hide everything, but I came to a point not too long ago where I'm like, why the fuck am I doing that? That's what I'm here for. And my intro just got interrupted by someone driving by. Today's guest is someone I've known for a while, one of my good buddies, real estate god, average golfer. He can probably outdrink me, which, to be honest, isn't really that hard. So without further ado, here's today's special guest, Keith Gajewski. Welcome in.
Squad.
Thanks for hopping in the car.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Let's have a fucking day, my man.
The only day we have are fucking days, baby.
Yep. 9 birdies. Actually, better yet, 9 hole-in-ones. We're going to finish with a 9.
A 9.
So, you ready? All right, so we had a little bit of an issue on the first 2 holes. Couldn't get the camera to work. It kept falling down. But I got a birdie. A sick birdie, which I did get on my meadows, so you'll see that now.
Oh my god!
I know you saw that shit.
Yes!
I know you saw that shit.
Yes, dude! Dude, fuck yes! Oh my god.
Please tell me my camera was on. Oh,
yes.
fuck yeah.
God, dude. What the hell?
If you're watching on YouTube or whatever. Yeah, so first 2 holes we're playing. We're not doing great, but we're playing.
We're here.
Yeah. So anyway, Keith, again, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
As I mentioned in the intro, we got the real estate mogul, real estate god of New Jersey right here. So how did you get into real estate? What made you want to do that?
You know what, man? It's a funny thing where I find myself now, right? So like never did I think, oh, wow, I want to be a realtor. I want to sell real estate, right? I was always, let's call it a believer in real estate as an investment asset or vehicle. But I spent a lot of my time after school in the banks. And during COVID, while I was at the bank, it just really put into perspective like how much the corporate world to me like came off as they don't really give a shit, right? Like I'm just a seat, they'll replace me.
Yeah.
And it just was so prevalent through COVID that I came out and was like, I never want to work another corporate job again. At the time, it was probably the scariest thing I ever did, like debating on going from a safe job at JP Morgan Chase to a career that I make no income and no 401k and no health insurance or
that's
anything
gotta be
like
scary right there. Like trying to save for it, even retirement now, trying to save for it is crazy. But with you, no benefits and stuff like that, it's gotta be a scary feeling. More power to you. I could never do that shit.
I'll tell you though, there's power in the fear though, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a reason everybody isn't in sales. There's safety in safety and there's, let's say opportunity and risk, right?
Yeah.
So while I don't have some of those benefits or safety nets, like I'm not capped. Like there is absolutely no limit to what I could produce or could bring in every year, year after year.
Which is incredible to even think about. I mean, that's like the endless amount of potential money you can get is insane. Have you ever had any opportunities where you were like, I should have done better. I could have done better with this sale, and you kind of lost it, or you went to a different realtor?
Dude, so many. I can't even count, man. It's sales and building a business of your own, and you're kind of trying to do this yourself with this podcast here. It's nothing's guaranteed, right? So, and then for the most part, you're thrown into it. You're thrown into the fire and you're told, good luck, hope it works out, right? And, this is my 5th year. I mean, countless friends, colleagues, referrals that either I dropped the ball or didn't know how to react or have you, right? And, it's just another lesson learned on the run.
So safe to say you've had your fair share of missed putt moments.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Today as well.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that because we're on hole 3.
Yeah.
We're doing well. But in my job, I'm in sales as well, but not like I have a 401k. I have benefits. So I have that safety net. Whereas if you unfortunately don't, and that's how I feel with a lot of realtors are, and it just sucks because I go to work every day knowing I have the stability. I have my future kind of set with how much money I put in my 401k. But going into work every day knowing that there's a risk that I could not be bringing in any money for a while, it's scary. Again, I don't know how you do it, but good for you, man. There's no fucking way I could do that.
Yeah, like I said, opportunity in the field.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know. That's how I feel kind of about this. I'm terrified of doing this. I told you before. I hate making content in front of other people. It's to me it's embarrassing. But former Disney Channel star Austin Butler once said there is something about fear which I can't remember, but we'll come back to in a second. I fucking forgot what it was. Anyway, before we get interrupted by people behind us, what I meant to say was, as former Disney Channel star Austin Butler once said, embarrassment is a very unexplored emotion. Nothing wrong with getting embarrassed. Make a fool of yourself. And that's what I'm doing. I saw that video on my Instagram a couple weeks ago. I watch it almost every day, especially when I want to do this. Because, yes, this is very embarrassing and put myself out there. And it's tough to do for me because I'm not that kind of person like you are. You do these videos all the time. You're great at it. Me, it's new for me, and it's tough to talk about because I hate getting like emotional with this. But I get embarrassed very easily, and this is definitely very different. My heart rate right now is racing, not because I suck, but also just people everywhere watching me record this.
Well, I'll put it this, man. Like, you see me now. This is like, I did not come out of the womb like this. Like, you know me, I'm outgoing. I do enjoy people and putting myself out there, but just the same as anybody else, my first few times on camera, I took 60, 70, 40 different times to take a take, and then to realize I hate it all, or the first one was the best one and I just wasted 30 minutes for no reason, right? Now, you find your routine, your rhythm, as I said, you will, right, with everything. And, eventually it becomes smooth. It becomes easy. It becomes second nature, right? And you'll be coming out here and know exactly what you want to say when you want to say it. Or you'll fuck up on camera and go, yeah, I don't really give a shit about retaking that anymore, right? Because authenticity is the best.
Yeah. I mean, oh shit, sorry. It'll happen eventually. It's just the beginning is very nerve-wracking and very scary because I do have people probably not liking it, and which I don't really care about, but deep down, it does kind of bother me because I know there's a lot of people that don't, like my family, some of my friends, like no one supports me in this as much as you and like Jen do. That's why I'm grateful, like I said before, towards you and Jen for doing this, but I feel like the lack of support that I get from my family and some of my friends is like
a little disheartening.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
I feel that as well, man, and you can't blame anybody. This life is a hell of a thing to navigate, and no one was taught how to do it. We're all just figuring it out, right? So, that's a lesson I had to learn myself. Yeah. I'm sure it might come up later, but a big thing I had to learn in this business was your friends and family are probably the least likely to support you. Yeah. And shout out to all the friends, family, colleagues that I have worked with and have sent me business. Absolutely. But at the same time, for whatever reason, like, I put it this way because of sales, right? Like, I had to change my perspective from why the hell aren't you using me or trusting me to what could I have done differently to put myself in your mind, like more appropriately, of course, right? So what could I have done better, right? It's a learning experience. Not everyone's going to use you. I've had family not use me. I've had close friends literally buy a home and say, oh, I just forgot.
How do you forget? That's
but yeah, I digress.
Yeah, and Jen and we've talked about this. Whenever our time is, we know we're going to you. That's the best part.
I'm available and ready to help people. I love what I do, and that's all I can say, right?
Good. And we're available and ready to crush the fucking ball right now.
Hell yeah.
Well, I didn't get a par after a monumental fucking drive.
Guess who did, though?
Wait, actually, that was par 5?
Oh, is this a 5?
Fuck yeah, I did get a par.
2, I put it here. 3, I put it on. Oh, I just got a birdie.
I just got a par. All right.
Nice.
This entire time, I thought it was a par 4.
It's 5? That's like short.
Yeah, par 5. All right. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So now there's 2 circles on the board. If you had to pick, what is harder to kind of bounce back from mentally? You know, a bad round on the course like today, or just like a rough week or month at work. How do you get back mentally, and which one would you say for you is kind of easier? Mainly because we are golfing. We're on the golf course, you know, as part of this podcast also. So I want to implement that. So, you know, a shitty round is tough to bounce back from, for me at least. But again, I also don't have a job where I'm not making any 401ks or benefits.
Yeah.
So which one would you think is tougher to bounce back from?
Listen, I got to give it to the job, right?
Yeah.
Building a business, doing your own thing, trying to find support constantly, trying to figure out how to do better tomorrow or even today than you did yesterday. It definitely has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been in this business 5 years now, and the first 4 years were definitely rough, right? But kind of as I mentioned, with the change of my perspective with friends, family, people not using you or the expectation they will or should, same thing with this, man. It's, you know, tomorrow's always an opportunity to do better, right?
Now, being that you said the first couple of years were really rough for you, did you ever question, like, you know, Keith, is this really the right thing for me? Like, should I really be doing this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Pretty much every day my first 3.5 years. And that was just because it took a while to get off the ground. That wasn't even like life being taken into account. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And you had a couple of things going on in your personal life too. So, I mean, I get with that going on and a whole new job, everything's a whirlwind. Your mind's everywhere. So I get it.
Yeah. It's a matter of just trying to pick up all the puzzle pieces, make sure you know where they're at, and make sure you try to get to them as best as you can. I mean, I'd say first and foremost, you know, to dig into the point of your whole podcast is, you know, your mental health is a lot.
Yeah.
And if you don't take care of yourself, you won't take care of anything else.
Yeah. And you probably felt like an insane amounts of like pressure too.
Oh yeah.
With everything going on and trying to make money from selling. And I'm sure you've had months where there's nothing going on. So the pressure that you're probably putting on yourself is insane.
Yeah. The first few years too, like I said, were really rough. I mean, they say in the real estate industry, fun fact, most people don't know, let alone sales or building your own business, real estate has a 90+% drop-off rate in the first year.
Jesus.
So people quit within 8 to 12 months. They just cannot handle the pressure. They cannot handle the unknown, the constant fight or flight, right? To eat what you hunt or you don't eat.
And that'll be me because I'm a pussy. So more power to you, man.
That's
I
wrong.
can never do that. I'm in an office from 9 to 5 every day. I sell glasses, so that shit's easy for me. But I can't have that risk of not bringing in income for months or not having a 401k. That's, again, more power to you, and I would be able to handle that pressure.
Well, I put it this way as well. Like, you go to work every day and your pressure is, I don't want to get fired. I want to do good. I want to get promoted. I want to stay here. I want to feel important to those that need me around me, right? Yeah. For me, I'm just doing that same thing, but the man up top, that corporate entity is me. I just do it for myself.
And again, more power to you. I'm sure you're blessed that you wake up every day to be able to do this.
I love what I do, bro.
And that's amazing.
I live, breathe, eat real estate.
Yeah. Go to him or you're going to die. Not really, but
you're gonna die, clown.
So considering you don't necessarily have a quote unquote normal job, 9 to 5 job like I do and most other people, are there any like misconceptions about being a realtor that people don't really realize?
Oh, I think a ton, bro. So I think what a lot of people like don't understand is that, you know, as I mentioned, I'm not a salaried employee. I do not have any consistency or guaranteed income. So, you know, when I work with clients, I don't get paid until and if they buy a home, right? So we could see 50 homes. I could drive 7,000 miles. I could buy coffee half the time for them, you know, pay for this, pay for that, whatever it is. And they decide they never want to buy a home again. I get a big fat zero.
So all your time and money and effort is for nothing. It's wasted.
Yeah, I mean, listen, wasted is a term that you can, you know, take as you want. Do I waste time honing my skill, building relationships? Maybe they don't buy now, they buy later. Like, you know, it's all about perspective with everything. But yeah, lot of, you know, let's say, misused time over the last 5.5 years, not realizing who's serious, who's not. Some realtors charge a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an upfront fee. Like, hey, we're going to charge you $500, $1,000. We're going to do the whole process and I get paid the rest at closing, right? I don't do that. I have built my business over the last 5.5 years over friends, families, referrals of such. I don't cold call. I don't door knock. I deal, like I said, with a lot of people within my sphere or the sphere of my spheres, right? People. And I just, I don't think that that's the best way to go about building the trust for a client when you're asking them, you're about to buy a home, you're about to spend the most money in your entire life on one singular item. Most people buy a single home their entire life, maybe two, maybe three. So I have really prided myself on, put the work in, build the trust. I do well by my clients, right? And that's all I focus on.
When you, let's say if you have all these meetings, you meet with clients, and they eventually decide to go with someone else, like how hard are you on yourself when that happens?
So great question. Very. And I think that less now than in the past, because I've again changed my perspective on why we got there in the first place. But you get into this business, just like you start anything, you're like, oh, my friends and family are going to call me. And then the phone doesn't ring.
Yeah.
And you remind your friends and family, oh, I'm a realtor. And the phone doesn't ring. And then someone within the family buys, or a friend of a friend, and you're like, oh, did they know I was a realtor? Oh, well, it didn't come up, right? Again, it's a matter of you get what you put in, and all the negative things are just a culmination of what good is to come.
I feel that, man. Trust me, I get it. I mean, again, I know I've been saying this 1,000 times, and I'll keep saying it. More power to you, man. I don't know how you fucking do that, but
it helps when you like what you do, right? So for you,
and I love what I do.
Yeah,
I have patients that piss me off, but at the end of the day, there's that select few patients who I really, really, really like seeing. I had before we get to this next shot here, I had this one older lady who, over the past years, really couldn't see well. She got her first pair of progressives. For those of you who don't know what a progressive pair of glasses is, it's distance in the top, reading in the bottom. So I sat with her for about 40 minutes choosing her frames and going over all the different lens options. And then when she came to pick up, as soon as she put them on, she started to cry. So me and my assistant Lauren were like, see, this is why we do this. This is why I help people. Again, in the grand scheme of things, not a huge deal because this is my job, but when you see people react that way, it makes you feel happy and really, really warm inside, essentially.
Yeah, you've done something good for someone. Do good for people, and the world will do good for you, man.
And hopefully I'm not about to do good for you, because if he makes a hole-in-one, I give him $100. So let's pray for a not hole-in-one. Camera's back. Fuck you.
And we're back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Little reach around.
There you go. That's great. There you go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Talk to me dirty.
Yeah, of course there's the fucking dead straight.
Yeah. I'm the one that I need my fade. Talk to me dirty. So next on the course, Harrison will attempt to hit his 6-iron 250 yards. Oh my God! Thought that was going in!
Here we go. Keith, shot of the day. Off the tree. Bounce back.
Should have played it soon.
Almost had it.
Come on!
Let's go back to mine real quick. You want to have that hero shot, you know?
I know, I was looking for it. That moment to keep me golfing like you're chipping.
And you get him every once in a while, too, which is crazy.
I've only chipped in from maybe a little further from what you did one time in my entire life over 15 years.
Where the fuck did my ball go?
I think a little further.
I don't think I'm on the fairway. I think I'm in this second cut.
What the fuck?
You've got to... Oh, here.
There it is. I'm like... I might just drop here.
Yeah, and I'm just going to probably play it smart. Try to get somewhat onto the close from the thing. Fluff me up a little bit. Don't on it. Always this fucking hole. I think mine went in the water, so I'm gonna get myself a triple right about now. Fuck. So now they're waiting here again for this fucking group of 4 in front of us that's hitting the ball 5 feet with every swing. I figured, I know I sometimes struggle with burnout a lot. There are times where I need, some mental health days, or I just kind of don't go to work. I take a day to myself, even on the weekends. Like if Jen and I want to do something, I'm like, can we just chill? Do you ever kind of struggle with like overthinking your job or your friends or your relationships or even work? Or do you ever get burnt out?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it burnout. I'd say more so for me, it's the overthinking, right? Because when you are in charge of every aspect of your business, all moving at once, there's a lot of moving parts. And when you have, when you're, let's say, lucky enough to have multiple clients and multiple transactions going on, like they all have their own series of things that need to be done, their own checklist. So for me, I'm constantly like lying awake at night. Like, did I do that? Oh shit, I have to do that in the morning, this, that. And yeah, I mean, everybody gets burnt out. But I would say, I think I've come to terms with the burnout, right? The hustle that's required for what I do. And I mean, again, I can't say it enough. I really, like, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love it. Like, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not easy. It is not simple. But at the same time, like, I find myself sometimes like, oh, you don't even think you're working, because I get to meet really awesome people. I get to make very big decisions with them. I get to see beautiful homes and beautiful neighborhoods. And to me, I think that feeling, as you mentioned with clients, right? The client you had who cried when you gave her sight, let's say, that feeling really pushes everything else aside and really keeps you grounded.
Yeah, good. So it's all worth it.
Yes.
Yeah, as stressful as my job is, as stressful as yours, I'm sure, it is worth it. It does have its perks, and I get it. So considering this podcast is namesake, have you ever had any missed putts of your own as far as real estate?
Oh, too many to count, man. So many times I thought I had control of a situation. I thought I knew what the answer was, didn't check myself, didn't do my due diligence. I mean, a lot in the first few years, right? I mean, thankfully, at this point in my career, I've made those mistakes already. So those have turned into learning experiences that I've been able to mold and utilize in future endeavors, transactions, and relationships. So, yeah.
Seems like the past couple holes, I mean, we were doing so good in the beginning, all of a sudden we've been falling apart. Have you ever had any sort of deals or closings get so close to the end, but then all of a sudden kind of fall apart?
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you some insight. I haven't really jumped on any sort of camera or anything and really like given any sort of insight. But a lot of people know I lost my dad at the end of 24, mid 24. And at that time, I was probably about my 3rd year in, 3.5 years deep. I had the most business going on of my entire life. So the timing of everything, never that, the death of a parent is a good timing, but couldn't have been worse. Right. So, just referring to that moment there, I mean, I had a lot of deals going on. I had almost 3 million in volume under contract that I could not let fall apart. I mean, this is my livelihood, right? And I make it very similar to somebody who works a 9 to 5. You have to get up and go to work. Unfortunately, the world still starts to spin. Nobody really hits the pause button, right? So you can't. And I think that time was probably my hardest for about 1.5 years, taking care of the estate. I'm still doing so now. Even before that, to get a little deeper, I mean, not to get too emotional, but, my father's health wasn't that good for a few years prior. Me and my older sister took care of him, went food shopping, checked in, supplies, are you alive, things like that for years. And managing that, a relationship at the time, getting into this crazy industry that demands so much of you, I would call majority of my first 3 years a missed putt, right?
That's terrible to hear, man. I feel so bad about that. I mean, I'm blessed enough and lucky enough to have a good relationship with my father and my siblings, and I can't even imagine what that was like and what you're still even going through. I mean, I feel horrible. That's terrible. No one should, especially at your age, we shouldn't be burying our parents at our age, you know?
Yeah,
I'm sure he lived a long, fantastic life to have you as a wonderful son around and your daughter. I feel for you. I do. I can't even imagine what it's like. But it seems like, you know, you're bouncing back. You know, you're doing all this for yourself, but also kind of to show him, you know, hey
exactly.
dad, like I can, you know, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like this is what you made, you know?
You know, a while back, shortly after his passing, I saw something on Instagram, of course, in my own feels in my head, doom scrolling, all the motivational BS to try to make myself feel better,
Yeah.
right? And I remember seeing something, I actually used it recently with a friend, but the quote goes that no man wants another man to be better than him besides your father, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of think about that every day, right? I do what I do, of course, to build my own life for me, my family, hopefully in the future. But at the same time, you know, he's above watching me. I'm not a very religious person, but you know, after all the bad has come some really, really freaking
Yeah.
good. And I can't help but think, you know, partially to me and the things that I've put forth, the effort, the hustle, the grind, but you know, again, not very religious, but to
Yeah.
a degree, I mean, he's watching over me. It's
Yeah.
no surprise or coincidence that some really amazing things have happened following some really not so amazing
Which
things.
is good. There are times where I know for me with my grandfather at least, there are times again I'm not religious either. I don't really believe in any of that. But there are times where I do sit and be like, hey, give me something, help me out in any which way possible. Give me a sign that you're gonna help me out, and then things happen. So
Things happen, man. No,
it is kind of crazy that good things happen when you kind of do hope and almost pray for it. But you know, with you have your father up there. He's able to kind of watch you down here, you know, see how well you're doing, see how much of an impact you're having on my life, your own life, other people's lives, what you're doing on social media. So that alone is something that should make you proud, knowing that, you know, my dad raised me like this. You know?
yeah, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
I
dude, you're
do.
fucking. Everything. You have been probably one of the biggest inspirations for me as far as doing this, because you know I can't put myself out there. I hate doing this shit, but I want to do it, and I gotta get that fear out. And I see that you do it no problem, so I keep telling myself, if Keith can do this, I can do it. And it's not a slight on you at all.
Nope,
It's
bro.
I see the work you're putting in, and I see everything you're doing, and I respect the fuck out of it.
Dude, it's a matter of consistency. Who
Yeah.
am I? I am simply a person. I'm a kid who grew up in Howell, New Jersey. I did not come from money. Never, right? And here I am now, right? Making a life of my own, just like anybody. I am no different from any other person out there. I'm probably worse than half of you watching this right now.
Me too.
But I'm just consistent. And I know what I want to do, and I know what I want to accomplish, and I'm going to chase that
Yeah.
every single day until it happens.
And consistency is key, and that's something I have to remember. And again, I go on your Instagram and I see everything you post, and it's motivation for me to gain the followers, to gain the respect of my viewers and listeners that you have done already.
Yep.
So that's why I really appreciate you being my first official guest on this episode.
Oh, proud to do
And
so. man.
you're gonna be a recurring guest, I feel, so I'm not too worried about that at all. But over the next couple episodes, over the next couple videos, you are going to see not only my golf game improve, but also his. Especially on this hole when we get a hole in one.
Maybe a
Watch
little
this.
bit.
Hopefully not, though, because if he does, I owe him $100. If you had to give any piece of advice for anyone looking to get into real estate, what would you, A, would you recommend it? And B, if so, what would you say to him?
Run far. No, I'm kidding. Yes, I think just as any other business that you're building your own or any other sales job, there's a lot of, let's say, positive to be seen or had if you're willing to put the work in, right? So as I said, you know, you eat what you hunt, and if you don't hunt, you do not eat. But if you hunt an entire pack of hyenas for lunch for the next
Damn.
week, then you eat like a motherfucker, right?
I never thought of it that way. Oh, shit.
So I would say, would I advise it to get into real estate? Yes, I would advise it if you are somebody who is control of yourself, who knows that you won't let it get to you or that the freedom won't get to you.
Yeah.
Because you got to put it this way, you're going to go to 9 to 5 for the man, or you're going to go for a 9 to 5 for yourself. And if you can't put the 9 to 5 in for yourself, this is not the business for you. It's relationship building, it's follow up, it's you know, knowing what you're doing as a realtor, not just opening a door, letting them in and saying, do you like it, right? Like there's nuances and caveats to it all. So advice to anybody looking to get in, if I had to do it again, I got in the business and I really wanted to build a name for myself. So over the last 5 years, I did not join a team. I have actually created a team. It did not work out. So I went back to being a solo agent. And now I have a partner again, myself, Eric Yule, a very good friend of mine who does a lot of business in South Jersey. If I had to give any advice, your first year or two, eat your pride, swallow your pride, join a team. You're not going to make the same money. You're going to get paid pennies comparatively, but you're going to be handheld. You're going to be taught, and you're going to be guided instead of thrown into a fire that you have no idea where the exit or entrance even was, right?
Yeah.
I think that would have really propelled my first few years, is having like somebody give me business that maybe I'm not getting all the paycheck for, but I have support, somebody helping me, showing me what I need to do. I'm making less mistakes, right?
Yep.
I think that would be probably my biggest advice, is just to don't be afraid to get the help. And then once you are confident and comfortable, then let the wings fly, right? And go out there and do it on your own. I mean, I'm thankful now to be a solo agent again with a partner. But you know, again, I really can't help but wonder where I would be now if maybe I had sacrificed that pride in the beginning, right?
You hear that? He's the guy to go to. Don't be afraid. Sink or swim, essentially. All right, well, camera died on the last hole, so he missed me getting a double, Keith getting a double. We played pretty well. Can't complain about the day. Keith again, I appreciate it, as always, my man.
Of course, brother, thanks.
If any of you guys are looking to purchase a home, rent, anything like that, he's the guy to go to. Tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Instagram easily, Keith Gajewski, KeithGajewski. Same thing on all handles. You can also search Keys with Keith, and you can find me as well.
Fuck yeah. Until the next episode. Peace.